We haven't seen a mixture where a guy is flirting so much with other women.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I saw it with my eyes. I saw it with my eyes, okay? I saw that man flirt, okay? I saw
it. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Love is Blind UK Season 2. We will be discussing episodes 5 through 8. So if you have not seen those, save this video and come back in to watch it when you have. We already have a recap of episodes 1 through 4 out, so make sure you check that out. And hit our subscribe button and our notification bell so you can stay tuned. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I am an attorney and a pop culture writer. So let's get into this drop of episodes. Girl. Let's start. Yes, let's start at the singles party because, like, episode 7, like we got to talk about that.
That's what we all here for. That's what we all here for.
Yeah. So, like, I want to say this before I would say, because I was defending this man last episode. I was like, the people in the comments had to come for me. Like,
they was coming.
So whoever said it was like, liking Javin is a choice. Look, I was like, I wrote in my notes, I was like, oh my God, I agree with Victoria. Like, this, like, it was a lot. And girl, go ahead though, because I like we'll start the singles party. We'll work through that, then we'll go through all the couples, but we just need to do a little spotlight on that shit.
Yeah. So we're at the couples party. It seems like they do this every year where they have the couples show up and then they have the pod squad show up. It's
That's
like
the best
couples
part.
Are there and they're in a good time. They're having a good time. They chit-chatting and, being friends. And then all of a sudden, the pod squad shows up and then shit just collapsed. And for this season in particular, shit didn't just collapse, bitch. It like it's demolished. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if we've seen a mixer like this.
Well, I mean, the one with Dave, like Molly, like last season, I feel like that was, well, I mean, maybe not, because we haven't seen a mixer where a guy is flirting so much with other women. Like, like
allegedly.
Allegedly. I saw it with my eyes. I saw it with my eyes, okay? I saw that man flirt, okay? I saw it. So I don't understand. Like, Javin, I saw with my own eyes that the behavior with Yolanda, the behavior with Aanu, the behavior with Sophie. It's, to me, my mind was like, I understand factually this is what 2 weeks in real lifetime, but you're signing up for this experiment to get married. So it almost for me it was like, are you ready to get married? Like, are you like what's happening? Because it's giving you're not. You get what I'm saying? And it's also giving, like, why did you propose to her if you were not sure? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could have just been like, we're good. I don't feel it yet. You were just, on Demola, blah, 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 blah. And side note, I think we pronounce everybody's names wrong. Like, they be like, Demola, Javen. Like, I think we're pronouncing names wrong.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we are sorry.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he should have came. It doesn't seem like he was ready to be married, and there's nothing wrong with being in a place in your life where you are not ready to be married, but this is supposed to be an intentional show with the idea of getting married, and so don't get on it if you ain't about that life. And we'll talk about it later, but when the sister was like, she had some concerns, I was like, I know they ain't concerns about Katisha. It's your brother. Because she said, are you ready? And I'm sitting here like, but let's start with Sophie, because that was like the biggest, I think, shock. They were all very shocking, but with Sophie, there was a lot of communication that was very forward. Starting with, can I pull you for a chat?
Yeah, I was like,
Are we on Love Island? I feel like I was having deja vu. Like, can I pull you for a chat?
Yeah, I thought.
Why are we pulling anyone for a chat? Like.
Yeah, no, I literally wrote that same thing down. I was like, what's happening here? You know what I mean? It's like we in the villa, but like that whole thing was just it. That conversation is what for me. I was like, all right, I've seen enough. Like I've seen enough. Like there isn't. I don't need to see anything else. I don't even need to see what happened at the after party. That conversation was enough. Like everything that led up to it and that. But on its own, it was enough. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Are we going to be sitting down? Because I can't sit down in this dress. You know why the fuck she can't sit down in the dress. Why can't you sit down in the dress?
But why did she say that, though? I'm like, girl, you're talking to an engaged man. A man who is about to get married.
Exactly.
Why are we talking
exactly
like this? Not only that, but married to someone that you, I'm sure, developed some type of relationship with. In the whole development of this, it wasn't cute. It wasn't cute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't clear when I said it. That I was like, this is a problematic statement when she said it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just It's a problematic statement. It's like you. I can't sit down. Like it's flirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he caught it. And then the second thing, not unless everyone wants to see my vagina. Like, girl, that's the second thing that was a problem. Like that was just all the way.
Asking her if she's dating, asking her where she lives, which is the preview that we had.
I know.
At the end of the last one, where I'm like, why are we asking where you live at and you live down the street? It just wasn't.
I know you called her, you said that. I was not catching it. I was like, I would ask somebody that. Not like that.
Yeah. It would be one thing if Javin was a nosy man, but he's not a nosy man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't up in everybody's business wanting to know. Not saying you're nosy for wanting to know, but I'm just saying as a man, asking a woman, a very attractive woman, that question, it's not given. I just wanted to know.
I'm just like,
and then the side comment. I know we got to get to his conversation with Megan, but when she said that he said Sophie is someone that I would fuck with and I would leave.
But you talking about when he said that to her off camera, right? Because I didn't hear it on camera.
Yeah, this was off camera.
Yeah.
Off camera.
I do feel like I said, I believe Megan, and it's not even because like, oh, she's a woman. And it's not even because of his behaviors. No. It is because of his behaviors.
Yeah, no, it's exactly because it's exactly.
But it's also because Megan is a real one. Like Megan is a real one. Like something about Megan and the way she went toe to toe with him, and I was like, stand on business, girl. Okay, because
for real.
It's like it's. We'll talk about that convo. Let's stay at the bar.
All right. Yes. Okay. And then he also pulls to the side Yolanda.
Yes.
And Aanu. They were not as inappropriate, but still gave a very leading tone. It was given very much so, what's up with you?
Yeah. Yolanda, I didn't get it as much. Aanu, I will say, like, when she said, I was wondering why we didn't, chat. It was given, like, lightweight, like, girl, he engaged. He engaged. But, like, it wasn't as overt as what Sophie was doing. But it was, I wrote down, I was like, girl, he kind of engaged. And then him talking about, I wish we did. I'm like, that's it. It's inappropriate. Like, you just have to cease that. It's like, if you're serious about going into this engagement, like you really do have to cease the what, even if it's a thought in your head, even if you wish, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's like if you're a married man and Beyonce walks in, you ain't gonna be like, oh, Beyonce, if you'll have me, I'll have you. You just gotta eat it. Your woman know that Beyonce, you would, if she was in your face, you would be riding for Beyonce too. But you have to just eat it, and you have to recognize that you've made a commitment to this person. And so all the other whatever I thought, if I was attracted, you know what I'm saying, you just gotta let it go. You don't say it to that person. Kieran did a good, I mean, I don't know if they edited Kieran, But when he saw Sophie, I feel like he did a good job. He didn't go like, you know, I mean, he looked good.
Right?
Looked,
yeah, she fine. She fine. Yeah,
he said
even in the conversations
friends,
with the boys, but not for real. Not the way Javin was doing it. Javin was like, no comment, my guy, no comment. He was like, yeah, she's attractive.
Yeah,
I think it was Charlie who we didn't see through the pods too much, but he said like she's fine or something like that, and he was like, she's attractive. Like he kept it cute, very demure, very classy. I like Kieran.
Yeah, I agree. But it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was like 1,000% disrespectful to the experience. Like, if you were gonna do that, you need to be like, look, Katisha, come here real quick, girl. Like, come here. I'm seeing these women and I'm not sure I'm in this because I'd like to explore still. Like, I'm not trying to say like of course that's like fantasy land, but I'm just saying it's the reason why people are saying like, oh, he's a F boy, or oh, he's this, or calling him things, is because you're trying to have your cake and eat it too, and that's just not fair to Katisha. It's like it's not fair. So I would have liked for him to pick a lane, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna ride this thing out with Katisha, you're gonna see where this goes. If it goes in a direction that doesn't end in marriage, you can always be like, whoop, 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 Yolanda, whoop, 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 Sophie, whoop, 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 Aanu. Like, you can always do that on the back end after you try to see where this thing goes. But to be like, I'm going to like try to see where this goes and be like, hey, you know, it's not fair to Katisha.
Yeah, definitely not fair. He did not handle that with much class, I would have to say. But yeah, so after the party, we see the scene where they are back at their apartment, Katisha and Javin, and he's about to go out. And so we'll talk about a little bit what happened in that interaction between Katisha and Javin later as we talk about their relationship. However, Javin decided to go out after he called whoever he called. I want to know who he called.
Yeah, but I replayed it. I was like, is this Sophie's voice? But it was a man. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I knew it was a man. I was just like, which man? You know what I'm saying? Well, it probably was not Kieran, clearly.
Oh yeah, because he said some of the single guys. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Because that was a situation that was given like, you know, you married, you're not hanging around a whole bunch of single men doing whatever the hell they want to do.
My mama used to say that. My mama used to say that. She was like, no. Married men do not need to be out here hanging out with single men. She's like, no.
Yeah. Because temptation is real.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you a married man. You be with the married men, you know, or you be with
go
me.
Find you some married friends, right?
Yeah.
So he goes out, and for what we understand, based on conversations with Kieran and Megan, that he doing a whole bunch of flirting and up in people's ears.
Mm-hmm. And I believe it. Like, I'm like, I don't have to see the after party. Like, I don't have to see the after party. But side note, where was the cameras? What? But that's
the thing, right? Like, and that's why he could go on and on about what he did not do, because the cameras were not there. Mm-hmm. And that was the perfect scenario to do whatever the hell you wanted to do, because all it was going to be was your word against mine. He say, she say, right? And if you went 3 girls' ears who all potentially may like you, I'm not saying that they do, in terms of the women that Meg said he was pushing up on. If there was some type of interaction where it was, I'm feeling this, who knows if they would actually say 100% what the truth was if Katisha were to ask about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially when
judging from that call with Patrick, it's like, we can't trust that. Like, you know, you can't call who else you gonna call? You gonna call up his boys and ask them? Right. But I just think that like Kieran and Megan seem to have the same account. Like, Kieran pushed back. He was like, no, it did have a curtain, and no, it was closed off. Yeah. And I was just like, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? It's like alternative facts. Like, somebody got alternative facts. You know what I'm saying? And I tend to believe Megan and them because of how he showed up at the little bar meetup. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like,
right. But also too, what photo booth don't have a curtain?
Right. And also it's just like, I don't understand. Like, you were in there arguing about what? Like, when Megan asked,
and why were you arguing? Why would anything be that intense with a woman that you are not getting married to, that you are not in a relationship with, that you have not spent that much time with, because after a certain point you weren't having conversations with Sophie even in the pods. So what do y'all have to argue about? And secondly, why are you arguing with a woman?
Yeah.
He didn't mind arguing with Meg. He didn't mind going back and forth with her. But why are you arguing with a woman?
Yeah, no. It just didn't read, like, it sounded like gaslighting, like all of it. His explanations to Katisha, his explanations to Megan. And the reason why is because, like, when he came in there talking to Megan about, like, oh, the spirit of what you're saying doesn't feel true, to, like, you're taking a half truth. And it's like, it seems like you're kind of accusing her of that, because, like, if you did just what you did at the party that we saw, I think that would have been too much. And I think Megan would have been well within her right to say something. Like, I wanted to say, Katisha, look at him at the end of the bar. Like, I wanted to say that at the party that Katisha attended. So I'm like, I don't, he was writing in the comments. I said, we'll bring the receipts. Like, the only thing, I mean, not the only thing. It could be something. Maybe Katisha having a little Love Island lap dance on Demola. And he was like, oh, let me go over here and do my thing, since she's doing her big one. Like, we in Love Island on a challenge or something. Let me go do my big one. But I highly, you said what?
Kamaria, please.
I highly doubt. Right. But
that's how delusional happened. You gotta get in these type of situations.
It's like to justify what happened. Yes, it's like I gotta like, what I gotta do. I gotta flip over and just think like, well, Katisha must have did something for this to make sense. And I don't. So I don't know what he will say. I was like, you got to bring some receipts, some CVS size receipts, because I do not understand. I know that they do editing, but I just cannot, like, what I saw with my own eyes in that bar. I don't think that was appropriate, So I don't even need to see the after party. Let's talk about what I saw with my eyes. I don't know.
But what is a half truth, though? If any part of it is true, it's already too much.
I think he means.
So you saying it's a half truth means absolutely. If this is me, I'm like, you telling me it's a half truth means absolutely diddly shit squat to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, diddly. And then and then this whole you focusing in on this idea of whether or not it was the whole night, 10 minutes of the night, 5 minutes of the night, 30 minutes of the night.
That's
why are the conversations continuing to go? Did you go out to have a good time with your boys, or did you go out to continue to see these women?
Yeah, no. Look,
because it's very easy to be a man and go out and be very unbothered.
Yeah,
all the women are talking about it nowadays. They all want to post up and be with their bros on the wall. So I know y'all know how to go out and just chill and not say a damn word to a woman.
Yeah, no, for real. But yeah, no, girl. Look, we've got more to discuss with them later when we talk about the couples. So let's just finish. Let's go back to the bar and talk about a couple other things that were happening at the bar. Namely the Aanu and Patrick confrontation conversation. I was like, Anu's funny. Because I was like, nah, she's skirt. Turn around. Girl said,
Hey. Oh.
She said, this man is underwhelming. I was like,
yes,
she ain't lying though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, he's like, yeah. But when she yelled at him, I was like, okay.
Yeah, she got real mad. She lost her cool a little bit. I was like, you ain't got to come for his looks and what he got on. And
no, the do-rag was a little something going on with the do-rag.
Yeah, however, no, I agreed with her.
Yeah, but it was a little mean-spirited.
We ain't got to say. Yeah. It was mad. She was upset. Yeah. She was upset.
But she also got a little loud. Like, I was just like, girl, like, I'm like, the only person who deserved to be yelling at this bar like this is Katisha. Like,
yeah.
Because I'm like, it didn't seem like it was that serious.
Yeah. Like, I was actually also, too, very surprised at the way that she felt. Because she said that she felt led on and that Patrick took the experience from her. And so I was wondering, I mean, I'm like, multiple men could have been telling you something similar, right? And so if you pulled back from other guys because of what Patrick was telling you, is it also possibly because other men, maybe you just didn't find that connection with other men to even try to lean in or explore? I think it's unfair to say that Patrick took the experience from her based on how we have seen Love is Blind go. Of course, we don't see all the pod conversations. We don't see everyone she's spoken to. I'm surprised that they didn't show her speaking to anyone else. I'm like, did she not connect with a Demola, a Jed, a nobody? You know,
I mean, she talked about having conversations with Javin, so that like, I don't know what the situation was, but I could see her being a little like, I believed in your
all
words.
That was going on.
You
believed in your words, but the spleen and the Holy Spirit were not aligning.
Yeah,
they weren't aligning.
I agree.
And also, there were a lot of moments where you were like, ooh, like, can I trust it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
it felt like your intuition was ringing some alarms, so I wasn't sure why she felt so. I felt like she should have been like, okay, blessing in disguise. Like, thank goodness I didn't end up being engaged to this man.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. It's like, what was all of that? But at the same time, if she did feel like, oh, I was led on by him, blah, 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 I could see it, especially like if she had other pod connections. But yeah, I just thought it was a lot. When she said his spinal rectum.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
And then somebody else made a joke about the spleen. It was like she don't
his spleen is bursting or something like
she don't rip his spleen to shreds or something. They said, I was like, they got the jokes, but yeah, no, he's an interesting one. That's all I got on him. He's an interesting one. Any other notes from the bar and that night before we like dip into the
only other thing is Sophie and Kieran's conversation.
Well, let's talk about them in Kieran and Megan. Let's talk about them and let's ease into Kieran and Megan as like the first couple we discussed. Like, perfect. So go ahead.
So Sophie and Kieran, they have a conversation to kind of close things up where they were. Kieran, as the gentleman that he is, he apologized for making her feel some type of way and, leading her on. It seemed pretty amicable. What surprised me, though, was after when he was like, I'm just a little confused because everything that everyone is telling me is still not aligning with what I'm seeing with Sophie. And when Meg got upset, I was like, yeah, I'm with you, girl, because I told you what it is. And if you don't want to believe it, then cool. But multiple people have told you that this girl is a hot-ass mess.
Yeah,
please believe it.
It's interesting. Yeah, I can see her perspective in that. I didn't think that she was upset per se at him, but just more so I think the girl frustrates her. Like it was giving, oh my God, she frustrates her. Because even like the comment when she was saying like
about his
like,
jacket.
yeah, I can't believe you let him out in that. Because I loved Megan's approach about it all. She was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna let it roll off. I know where it's, it's just keep it moving.
Yeah.
But her response, like you said, to saying, oh, I love it. And I'm like, see, that's why Megan and him match, because that's his fashion sense. His girl is like, yes, love it. You know what I'm saying? It further confirms they're a match. I think Sophie would have kind of gone in trying to like tailor him and did it. It's like, no, let the man relax, let him be who he gonna be, and let him match with who he's gonna be matched with. And I did not like how Sophie was like, I didn't really need the closure, I just, I'm like, girl.
And again, bringing up that rejection doesn't happen in her life.
Yeah, it's like that is such a mask. Like, it's such a mask for her. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what the hell is beauty? It's fucking nothing. And I'm not saying that for her. I'm saying that for anybody because I think I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter. Like, what I look like doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's my energy that matters. It's my energy that is going to be here when my body is done and I float into whatever happens after this life. It's my energy. And so that's what matters. And I think that like she has she seems to have yet to learn how to sink into her energy and match on an energetic level with someone else. Like that's what Kieran and Megan seem to be doing. Like they seem like they're definitely physically attracted to each other, but they're energetically, I think they vibe. You get what I'm saying? On an energetic level. And so when she keeps doing all these things, it gives like
bitter.
You're missing the point and you're putting too much value in your looks. Yes, she's very beautiful, but also beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Every person has someone who's going to be like, this woman is beautiful. Every person. So it's like, what are we talking about here? Just because you have
not to mention, if Kieran did not go up to her at the party, she would have threw a fit about it because she is someone who enjoys the attention.
Yeah.
And even when she was having that exchange with Javin, I felt like even that was coming out of like somebody here better get
I'm leaving
me
with
because
something.
I've been right. I've been rejected in this experience, and I'm in here having to face the fact that I've been rejected by this handsome man. Because she even said, "Oh, he's not my type." I'm like, Kieran is cute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not act like he's just.
She said I don't usually go for blondes. But she went for Javin, so I'm like, is Javin her type? I don't know. I don't know.
And when that happened, I was just like, I pray to not, okay, because we'll leave that there.
The thing I think that like with Sophie that probably gave her closure was walking in there knowing she looked cute. That's, I think. And that's what I'm saying. It seems like she lives in superficiality. Is that even a word?
Yeah. She lives in a superficial space. Yeah. You know, whatever. Yes. It's a word today. I don't know if it's a word. I'm not the dictionary girl, but
in a superficial space. It feels like, you know, I don't know that girl, but the things that she's saying and and so it gives that to me, especially since like you were just fussing about this and this has been like, what, a week? You know what I mean? You were just saying it was disrespectful to you like a week ago. So you don't need closure? No. You walked in there and you're like, I'm cute. I'm this. And
I'm
that's,
take your man.
Yeah, that's the closure I need, is that he's got to look at me. He's got to eat his heart out. And it's just like, he may look at you and he may think, she looks amazing. But he does also really value Megan. Right. He really thinks she's attractive. He is attracted to her energy, her spirit. And so it's like that Beyonce analogy. It's like if Beyonce walks into the room, yes, she's going to make your man look. But guess what? If he really loves you, it's like he knows that he can't F every woman in the world. He can't have every woman in the world. And if he is a mature man and a man who has good character, you know, he's going to understand. That's just a thought. That's just a fantasy. Boom.
Right.
I've got at home is amazing. So,
Yeah, so let's go ahead and just go into Kieran and Megan as a couple. I love them. They're still my top couple. Everything about them is so cute. I love that he booked the ballroom to have that dance moment. I thought that was super cute. It was giving very Save the Last Dance vibes.
I was like, Megan with that dress, like she was
the panties was out. I was like, girl. But I was like, she probably like, I don't care, child. I done danced in a lot of stuff.
I know, right?
But she had the moves, honey.
Yes, yes. And I was, this episode, I was like, I love that she's a dancer. Like, she's my favorite one from the show. Like, literally, she's my favorite one. I'm like, I really love that she's a dancer, because it just says something about like her decisions in life,
wanting to be free flowing and creative,
and just embracing life.
What something, you
have to enjoy. Yeah, you have to enjoy dancing to be a dancer for your career. You know.
Yeah.
So I just love, like, Megan's my favorite. She is like, I love her energy. Just love her energy. Yeah. And I love that Kieran has the capacity to recognize her, the vision, the capacity to recognize her, see her for who she is, and catch her and hold space for her. I just love it. So
Yeah. Last episode, last recap that we did, we forgot to mention the fact that he had been in like a long-term relationship and said he had never been in love. And when I thought back on it, I was like that is a little scary, but he just seems so attentive, so intentional with Megan that it's
Mm.
almost not even a concern. Like it's
Yeah.
something that's like there, but it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter because his actions are showing that he truly is in love with this woman.
Yeah, but let's go back to that moment for a moment because one, I couldn't really hear it clearly. I know what you're talking about, but part of me was like, did he say I was in love but don't know if I felt that deep connection? That's what I thought I heard. But then it was like, I when I played it back, I was like, did he say? I was a little unclear on it. But the one thing I was clear on is he said he was in a 7-year relationship and he was out for a year. I was like, that's kind of short, buddy, to be out of a relationship. And one that you were in for 7 years. I was like, are we ready to date again? I mean, he seems very ready to date again, but I have no clue what their conversations have been about that relationship and about his ex. Or not.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, I'm not saying that this is how it happened, but I would imagine, right? Like 7 years, it probably was a good year and a half of breaking up because, we just, it'd be taking time to break up when you're in a long-term relationship a lot of times. And if he was in this relationship and not sure of his future, I mean, he probably could have been checked out. But I have seen it where people break up after long-term relationships and then they end up getting married, especially as you get older. You want less like
no playing no
time
games
for some people. It'd be like, nah, like we finna do this and we're gonna make it work. So who knows how that happened for him, but I just know from what we see, he seems like he's all in.
Yeah, for sure. I have no concerns. What do you think about his friendship visit? Because I think that's the only thing we saw. We didn't see family on either side, but we saw friends for him. Any thoughts on the friends?
I didn't really think too much. I mean, I feel like they had concerns, as all friends do. Are you sure? And I will see this. I'll see it through when y'all are 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line, and y'all still kicking and moving. I didn't have too much about it for real.
In my mind, I was like, especially the little Harry Potter friend, but I was like, do he really look like Harry Potter? I was like, I can't remember. What does he look like?
I was so weird.
I don't remember.
You could about say that.
I just remember dark hair. Like my brain, it'd be like in and out. Like I just like dark hair. Like anyway. But yeah, he had some concerns. But I'm like, bro. Yeah. But it's more I think about the fast pace of it all versus like her.
Yeah. Just a little other side note though. I love how Kieran backed up Megan in that conversation with Javin. It was like, no, I did see those same things, and like how he went out to confront her, and I wish he would have got the whole thing, but it felt like she was really supported by him in that conversation.
Well, I will say that the one thing I was going to say about them in that is just that I felt like he could have done a little bit more. That's my little take on it. Like, and I wonder how she felt about it and if there were any issues around it, because Megan was holding her own, right? And I'm not trying to sit here and say that like he should have been like, no, little lady, sit down. I will handle this man-to-man fight. Like, I'm not saying that because she was holding her own. But there were times when Javin was sort of raising his voice or kind of being very accusatory with her. And I think those were opportunities for Kieran to kind of say like, hey, look, you got to calm down. Like I saw it too. And so you gonna have to calm down with how you talking to her right now, because he got a little animated to me in a way that was a little bit much. You know what I'm saying? So I would have liked to see just a touch more from Kieran, but yeah.
I do agree with you there in that regard. As the conversation was going, he probably could have stepped up, but that's what I'm saying. I wish we would have saw all of it, but yeah, we will forever get chopped and screwed conversations. So but yeah, let's go ahead and move on into Katisha and Javin. They have a lot going on. I would say from the very top of these episodes, Javin was given very much so, I'm not 100% in this. Sure. I mean, even at that mixer where the host showed up, he had said, like, if at the end of this there is no marriage, we know between each other that we're going to keep going.
Yeah.
Katisha's like, we're not going to say yes if it's not 100% yes. It just seems like it's already a very unsure situation. And I was not liking that. I was like, what are y'all doing here?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's something about jumping into the commitment that is why it works. You know what I'm saying? Because
yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave that.
It's literally because she had mentioned in her conversation with Ashleigh that she liked him or likes him because he is okay with her pace, amongst other things that she mentioned in that conversation. I don't remember, but I know when she said that specifically, I thought like potentially Demola was again showing her something that she is not used to, that was seeming a little bit more like, I am very sure, I am very firm in this belief that I have that you and I will work out. And that could have been just a little bit too much for Katisha, I think. Not saying that she should have chose Demola over Javin, because I am with everyone where it's like neither one of these were probably a good fit for her, but just in general, in terms of energy and how you are showing up in the space with this woman, Demola's could have just been a little bit too much for her where she's at in terms of being ready for a commitment. But it don't seem like she's ready for a commitment either. I was wondering, why did she sign up for this?
I think this is what I think about her. I think that she is probably ready, like mentally, for commitment, but not, or like not mentally. Like I think she wants. I think the desire is there. That's what I'm saying. I think the desire for commitment is there. Do I think she has the maturity to be in something that is going to serve her? Not just yet, because like as we spoke about earlier, like there were some things that it's just like I would have left after the kiki. I gotta turn my head. I got a little crick in my neck from having to turn at you laughing at Sophie so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been gone in that moment. But maybe she didn't, to her credit, see everything going on or whatever. But it felt like if you have to have a conversation where it's like, if you can take my man, when she was sitting at the bar, if you could take my man and you can have him, I agree with that. But I think that she just wasn't at a maturity level yet. And when I say maturity, I just mean in the sense of like, choosing herself in a situation. I do think this moment introduced herself to herself a little bit more. And I think that's what a lot of heartbreaks and unfortunate situations do. They introduce us to ourselves. And we get to see, like, okay, these are my habits, and these are my choices, and these are my, yada, yada, yada. But also when we see clearly what's going on with us and whoever this other person is, and we decide to choose ourselves, which I think she did. And I was like, I love that she just, I love that. Like, leave, girl. When he stopped, I was like, oh my God.
Scene, I wanted that to be longer. I was like, this is for every woman who don't know when to leave, baby, who battles with it, that would have went all the way to the altar. Please run it back over and over and over. Like, literally, I felt like it was a Super Bowl when she did that.
Right? Like, I feel like the thing with that scene, like when he came down and he started talking to her, I was like, oh my God. It's like she's not gonna be able to get out. She's about to talk her down. Because then when he said something like, you really think, I can't remember what he said, but he said something like, you really think that I want to be getting, he was like, getting with Yolanda. You think I'm getting with Yolanda? You think I want to be getting with whatever? And I was like, I don't know what getting is slang for in the UK, but yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I think whatever you mean, yes. Yeah. Because,
but also too, she knew Megan had no reason to lie.
Yeah. But she said, I don't know. That was her answer to it. And so I was a little scared. I was like, oh my God. But then he left. And that's why it's like, maybe that's God. God was like, take him out the room. I don't know where he left. I thought he left to go talk to Megan and them, but that seemed like that was the next day. And so whatever he did, he just left, and that gave her the room to leave, because I don't think that if he stayed there and he stayed pressing on her, I don't know if she would have. But I love the fact that she was, through this situation, able to like meet the part of herself and discover the part of herself that was a little bit stronger and know what it means and what it feels like to choose yourself. So I really, it's bittersweet, but it's really like sweet. It's like these are the moments that make us, you know. So happy for that.
After that, I was like, she will likely get to a space where she is ready to commit and knows that she can show up as her full self, and also too just what it looks like to be loved and not loved, like even if it's not Demola, right? At least you had an example of what, when somebody says I'm here for you, potentially what that could look like, right? Versus the patterns that you've seen over and over and over again in the guides that you have chosen. Because she had said when she also was talking to Ashleigh, like, I'm not 100% with Javin, but it's like you also weren't 100% with Demola, which is why you chose Javin. So it's like you got to figure out what those 100% mean, you know, like, because they're different 100%, and at the end of the day, you know for a fact this one would not have led you down the aisle. You know?
I mean, it's interesting, like when she was having that conversation with Ashleigh, and even when they asked her when they were saying like, oh, we're both not 100%, I was like, I wonder how much of that is like following his lead, you know, like how much of that is like, I know he's not this or he's not that, so like I'm gonna be in this way. Because when you just said that it seemed like she wasn't ready to commit as well, like I was wondering, like what makes you think that? Is it what she's saying, or like what?
I mean, it's like everything. Like you could tell she's a little bit of a people pleaser. She already mentioned she doesn't like to be the bad guy, so she could probably find herself in a lot of spaces she doesn't really want to be in. You know, like even when I forgot who it was that Javin was speaking to, it might have been Kieran. And she came over and was like, what are you guys talking about? And, you know, he was like, oh, we're just talking about the difficulties and like the challenges of figuring it out. And she was like, no, it's no challenges. Like, I know that it's like I'm already 100% in, but it's like you don't though, you know, like
that's why I'm saying like
she.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say she doesn't lead with conviction. Like she doesn't seem very strong and firm in what she wants, how she wants to be treated. It's very like, well, I want this, so let me just try and go with the flow, and like I don't want to mess this up. And she says she's afraid of, you know, reactions. I don't know what she went through in her past relationships, but she just, in the way that she showed up in these episodes, it does not, besides when she left, it does not seem like she was somebody who was valuing herself enough and her self-worth to be in a committed space such as marriage, where she is being honored and she is being treated how her father or whoever
he must not have been on camera or something. Okay, so I think we're saying the same thing then a little bit, because I thought you were just saying like you felt like she wasn't ready to be married in a sense of like she's not a, like she's got a commitment problem, as opposed to, but you're saying she's not ready to be married in the sense of like committed. She's not. She's got a like internal personal work problem. I agree with that. That's what I was saying with the maturity. I think we're saying the same thing. But let me rewind. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. Like that comment when she made about not speaking. I was like, yeah, because the night that the night she came in and you was like, it was quiet, you could hear a pin drop, like it was like, I was like, this, she gave him that thin line between love and hate, like kiss on the lips, like she it's like you mad but you're not voicing it, and then
even when she said I'm not feeling well or whatever she said when they were in the bed, and the next morning she was like, could you not tell that I wasn't feeling well? And he was like, I mean, you didn't say it, and I wanted to be like, now Javin, you know she was not feeling well. You know she was upset about something. At the same time, I wanted to jump to the screen at Katisha and say, like, we always say it's something, but it's never the thing that we say it is. It's never that. You gotta go deeper. you gotta voice what it is so that they know how to treat you. I know people be like, you should just know if I'm showing up in this space like this, you should just, reciprocity and da 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 da. But it's like, no, sometimes you gotta sit down and tell a motherfucker, this shit is unacceptable.
Yeah.
I don't like this. You might have felt like it's in the landscape of what is okay, but it's not okay for me.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. And if your ass walk out that door, oh baby,
they gone.
Take the ring with you.
I know, right?
Oh, you got the list?
Yes.
After you know it's tints in the air?
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, totally. The next morning when she was talking about like getting upset with him for leaving, but it's like, girl, I think he was upset before that. Why are we not bringing up the behavior that was happening there? It seems like she talks herself down a little bit and from her first inclination, like when she said what are we saying, a nickel, they had a little nickel about it or whatever, that little tricky word. But I'm like, when she said it, I was like, that ding ding ding. I said it before.
Because what was it? She tried to blame it on the fact that they were going to go see her mom or her parents.
Yeah, she was like,
I don't want you to be hungover. And I'm like, girl, you ain't worried about him being hungover. You don't give a damn about that.
Girl, yes. Let's speak the truth. But anyway, so that was interesting. And I was like, that's an aspect of like growth, of like, she's gotta be able to voice that. You gotta be, or you will be swallowed in a relationship. You will be swallowed in a marriage. Like, you will be swallowed. If because men, they are very clear a lot of times, not all of them, but they're very clear on what they gonna do and what they not gonna do. They, especially a structured MF like Javin.
Yeah, in that moment, she was sending him a message that it's okay to dog walk me. That's how I felt. Like,
what's dog walking?
Because he knows something. Walking like a dog, I could do whatever I want. Like, I'm gonna show up and be an F-boy, as they would say.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah. No.
Because it's like, Javin knew. Javin is perceptive enough to know what was going on and how she potentially could have felt, but he kept throwing it back on her. And because she don't want to be in trouble per se, she don't want the reaction per se, she's like, okay, well, what's the nicer thing that I can say in this moment to not get a reaction? What's the calm and probably maybe the more like docile and feminine way that I can show up in this space to say I have a problem, when it's like, no, girl, you have a problem.
Yeah, and also,
and a big one.
I remember one time someone said to me, because I see myself a little bit in Katisha. That's probably why the hell, like, I was out there like, big job, man, like, I see myself a little bit, especially younger versions or whatever. But I remember someone saying to me one time, like, you out here always trying to, like, it was a relationship, and you're always trying to, like, be, like, take the right position and make sure that you're like, whatever, if you're on an argument with him, you're on the right. And it's like, it doesn't matter what you are. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're wrong or if you're right. That's what you are. And so if this person has to be able to meet you where you are, you know what I'm saying? And if you're in a situation where, like, maybe you are wrong, and maybe something is like, I'm not talking about this situation, but like maybe you're being too sensitive, but it's like, guess what, motherfucker, you with a sensitive ass bitch, so you're gonna have to you gonna have to like tend to this
I promise you I had this conversation with my boyfriend today. He's probably gonna listen. Sorry babe, I'm calling you out, but I sure did. I said, I don't give a damn, my feelings are hurt and you're gonna fucking hear it.
Girl, it's like, so it's like you have to like be comfortable understanding that like you're not always going to be right in every like you're not gonna necessarily have this intellectually like, because that's what Javin seems like. He'll all right, I go toe to toe with you with that intellectual ass argument, but it's you sometimes it's just on a feeling level. I don't like that shit. I don't gotta quantify it and give you all the XYZ reasons. I don't like that shit, and so you gonna do it or not, because it can help me figure out whether I'm gonna be here or not. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's sort of the energy that like I can't even say that I'm even in this moment that I am always like that, but it's that energy that I had to shift and recalibrate how I approach situations. And so instead of always just trying to be like, technically, and I said, that's where I think she gets herself effed up. Like when she's like, I don't know. It's like, you know that
you're trying to logic your way out of it and figure out what's the most plausible explanation for this behavior.
Yeah.
And I do think too, like when you are with somebody like potentially like Javin, and you are more of like a Katisha, where maybe you don't want the reaction because maybe you can't voice yourself as much as you would like to, or you might get a little flustered. Sometimes you got to say, I don't have the answer for you in this very moment because my emotions are up here, but we're going to revisit this conversation. Just know I feel some type of way about it. And when I formulate my words and when I can get into a space where I can communicate clearly, we're going to have this conversation again, because I see right now you want to try and talk and logic and, well, do you think I would do that to you? Do you not trust me? You asking me all the questions that makes me not believe in how I feel. You are asking me these questions that make me feel like I'm crazy, right? Like, I'm sure that's how Katisha was feeling. That's why she was like, well, like, no, you know what he did was wrong, point blank, period.
It's like,
but in this moment, you can't find the words.
Yes.
You can't find the words.
And it's like, it's okay to just like, I don't like the way you made me feel tonight. You get what I'm saying? And that's it. I don't have to sit here and argue with you and be like, what do I think your intentions were? It's what you did tonight. That shit.
Yes.
It made me feel a certain way. So cut that out. Like, that needs to be cut out. Like, it made me feel a certain way. So that's that. I don't do we want to get into the family visits real quick, because we got
okay. real quick, this is getting long. I will say, like I said earlier, the sister, I was like, when the sister said, are you sure you ready, Javin? Like, I definitely wrote down, like, what does she mean by that? Because I want to know what she know, you know? But that was like the main thing out of his family interaction that I got, that I was a little like,
and her saying he was the baby. I was like, it makes a lot more sense now. Like, he's like, when you was like, he not a giver, like all that. Even when he was at his house when they were visiting, she's like, I could see you making coffee in here. He was like, maybe. I was like, goes back to what Victoria said. Victoria clocked it. Okay, clocked it. He is not a giver. Like, I was like, he because givers, of course, I make you some coffee. Yes, I'll make you coffee.
He didn't even want to give on them having dinner at the table. He talks about, I work. You went from, okay, you want to eat dinner how many nights a week? Okay, well, I work late. Yeah. Okay, well, she's like, okay, well, you know, maybe like 9, 10 o'clock. And he's like, well, I'm in bed by 9, 10. Which one is it? Do you work late? Or you like what? I take a shower, I go to bed.
I know, he's like, I gotta sleep, wake up, go to work, go to sleep, go to wake up, go to work, go to sleep. Like, he just like, I'm just never have time for you, Katisha. Like, it's like, it's a lot. But what do you think about her like the kid, her visit, her family visit, her siblings? Hilarious, their reaction. Like, when it was like, like, I'm like, more kids on the show, please. Her mom loved her too. Her energy gave me just wise woman. I don't know what she is. What is her? What is her ethnicity? I don't know. But she was giving me wise woman.
Give her a podcast. Give her a podcast.
She just was giving, like, she
spew out her knowledge.
Yeah, she was. I enjoyed her visit.
I was thinking, like, Katisha, do you talk to her more? I'm like, this need to be the type of mama, like what Aanu was saying. I listen to what my mama gotta say.
True.
If she say no, it's a no. So
true,
because it's something in her spirit that's picking up on something that I'm not picking up on.
Yeah, no. And I wondered, like, I was like, he didn't seem like he was giving much. So it's interesting, but during the family meeting, but I don't know, maybe he gave enough to like not set off alarm bells, because, it was interesting.
Well, she did ask him, how long have you been looking for a wife? Yeah. And he said about 2 to 3 years or whatever he said. And she said, that's interesting. I read that when she said that's interesting, I read that as, how the hell you been looking for a wife for 2 to 3 years and you ain't found one? What's up with you that you have not found a wife?
That's a very short span of time.
I don't think so. I am very, very, very firm in the belief that men lead the pace of a relationship. True. And so if you're out here looking for a wife, if you're intentional about finding a wife and you show up as someone who is deserving as a wife, you're going to get a wife. Point blank, period.
I mean, we'll see. I feel like I know guys who are in that space, but they have not necessarily found that right woman. So I don't know, but I do think the options are much more available.
More of us.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Like
I'd be like, where are you looking? Where are you looking? What are you attracted to? What do you need to switch up in your strategy that you ain't found somebody?
No, that's real. Especially like black men. But I don't know. I don't know what the population. I don't know what the situation is in the UK. Like, we should need to get Chi-Chi.
I know it's plenty of Africans and plenty of black.
But I'm talking about, I don't know what the population. I don't know what the ratio is. From men to women, black men to black women. Like where, like
that could have been a black American man. That could have been a black American man saying the same thing, and I'm about to say response. How have you been looking for a wife for 2 to 3 years? All these educated black women out here.
But that's what I'm saying. I see that more as a thing for black American men, because there's a lot of educated black women. Like there's a lot. I'm just saying there's a lot. Like there's a lot. Like, and there's a very big imbalance, and it's not their fault. But I don't know what UK is like that. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if in the UK it's the same. But I don't know. Any other thoughts on Javin and Katisha, their breakup, anything?
No. Happy that is over. Do we want to get into her conversation with Damola?
Oh yeah, we forgot about that. I don't have many notes on that. I do feel like when she was over there, like, you mind if I text him right now? I was like, damn girl, okay. Want to see what he look like bad, huh? It's like, I'm joking.
I was sitting there thinking, how'd you get his contact? What you get it from? Are you hitting him up on Instagram? If so, you've already looked him up clearly.
Yeah, I was like, there's a lot of like instant,
I was like, that's something you just do in private or whatever.
Yeah. No, I thought that was an interesting thing as well. But the actual conversation, I don't want to say I gained more respect for Damola, because I didn't have I didn't have low respect, but I was like, okay, Damola. It was nice. It was a nice little conversation, the way he handled it. That he had the eyebrow up, like, it was just, I was like, all right, he not bad. He not bad. Because before I said, like, he not my type, but he not bad. He not bad.
I thought Damola was the most handsome guy to be.
You did say that. I remember you said that. Like, you still think that?
Yeah.
I don't think he was the most handsome, but I think that
you gotta see him in that cheeky, girl. He was looking good in that cheeky on his Instagram. I said, "Oh, okay."
Oh, God. No, I was about to sit here and say, like, I ain't even about to say nothing else.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I like that black purple skin,
Yeah, but, no. What I was gonna say. I am gonna put myself out there, but I was about to say, like, I thought Javin was actually the most attractive, but
really,
yeah, but I feel like he could use a little cleanup, like,
yeah,
he just could use a
I
little
feel like the
cleanup.
hair and the beard, if it go like an inch too much, an inch too low, he not in a good spot. You know?
Like, he got hair on his Instagram now, or wherever he is now. He's got hair. I'd be like, this is it's a lot going on.
Yeah,
but I
think
think
need a little shape up or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's not an ugly guy though.
He
has a great smile to me.
Yeah. And he's taller than I thought he was, because I definitely thought he was a short king before the show started. I was like, it's giving short king. But yeah, I don't have any other thoughts. Do we want to go into maybe Sarover and Cal?
Yes, Sarover and Cal. In the last episode, I was kind of going in on him a little bit, but we failed to mention that he is half white.
Well, not failed, Mitch. I ain't know.
Yeah.
I ain't know. I'm sorry. The people in the comments was like, come on, ladies. Yeah. I was like, bruh, I ain't know. I missed that part. I missed it. You said you heard it.
Yeah, I did hear it. But because he was so focused on his Pakistani culture in terms of his relationship with Sarover, and the history between her culture and his culture, I completely forgot. It was out of sight, out of mind. Sorry.
Yeah. But no, when I saw that, I say what? Yeah. I was like the people. This man truly is like mixed. Yes. Like I guess that's where the blue eyes come from. But I didn't even notice his blue eyes. So like I must not be an observant person, because I didn't even notice that. I knew he had
they
like
were so
maybe
piercing. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, no, I don't know. But yeah. He's our bad.
Yeah.
Our bad. Okay. Look. Okay. We ain't know the man was half white. I ain't know. I don't know what Victoria, but I ain't know. It's like, I'm joking.
I knew. I just forgot.
Yeah. But what do you think about the visit with his family? I was like, that brother.
Yeah. The mom seemed like she was super welcoming and ingratiated Sarover, but the brother was like, this ain't gonna work. And I was like, ouch.
Yeah, I was like, that leads me to have no faith in this. Yeah. Because that brother just was like, I know. And he was like basically describing him as being difficult, being a very rigid guy. And I'm like, that's like a rigid man, you can't do nothing with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Men need to be flexible. I think it's part of their maturity. Yeah. Like, I think like a man that is too rigid, I think is actually an immature man. Yeah. Like, I think part of their maturation is learning to be a little bit more flexible. Yes.
I agree.
And just like this, it's same part like with women. Like, it's the flip. It's the reverse. Yes. I think women who are too flexible is a marker of immaturity. Yeah. When you have those boundaries and you're more structured, it's like you're growing a little girl. Yeah. And so, you know. Yeah. But anyway.
I do agree.
So it gave me less faith in them. Even the mom, when she was like, you know, if you guys do get married, like, I was like, yeah. But she just like, you know.
I didn't catch that.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I will say
something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I will say when they had that dinner, I don't know, it was towards the end of the episodes, and he was like, usually a girl's company would bother me by now, and like it would mess up my routine. And he kind of said, without saying, I feel like he disconfirmed the things that his brother was saying, that Sarover naturally gives him the space that he needs. It's early. It's very, very early. So who knows? It's a lot going on. They're not in like their actual normal routine because they're not in their actual house and all the other things. But I was thinking like, well, maybe it'll end up working out. Maybe. I'm on the maybe fence with them.
I'm not on the maybe fence because I believe family knows you best. So I don't really think that it's going to work out. The brother was saying like, are you going to be able to put her as number one and stuff like that? And so I don't know.
I mean, what he was saying was real. And he was very firm, and he felt convicted in what he was saying about his brother. So it definitely raised
me.
Yeah, it definitely raised some red flags. I was like, oh wow. Should we get into her family?
Yeah. That mama was like, she was giving Claire Huxtable, like when Claire knows, like, like
that posture, everything was set up. I was intimidated.
I'm just listening to you. Yes. Like I'm listening to you, but. And it's like Cal. Oh my God, he was doing so horrible in the beginning of that. Like,
because I could only imagine her intensity. Even the sister, I felt like I was the sister the whole time. I'm communicating through the eyes. Like, okay, he's doing bad. Okay, now he's doing good. When she was like, did you notice that towards the end of their conversation? When the mom started to like loosen up a little bit, like the sister was looking at Sarover like, okay, we're getting somewhere. Maybe I was like, I'm the sister right now, like sitting back and observing because I don't know what the hell my mom about to say. Like,
right. Like when he was just like in the beginning, he was like, "What do you love about her?" And he was just like, "I mean, she's the first, not British girl that I've dated." And I like that her accent. I like her accent. Like it was just like, oh my God,
we both
Cal.
Work out, like
yeah, we work out. It was so superficial, and it just seemed like the mom was just like, looking at Sarover and like, just like, this is the man you bring to me.
Yes,
he likes that you're a gym buddy.
Yeah,
okay. He likes that you work out. Okay.
Sarover mama wasn't like playing. I said Ice Queen in all the best ways, honey. Like
yeah. I was very surprised that she actually came around at the end.
Yeah, like I was too.
Like I remember my mom one time she met this guy and she didn't like him beforehand, and I was like, you didn't even give him a chance before you met him, and she was like, no, quite frankly, like now that I have met him, I have more concerns than when I didn't meet him. Like, I was like, oh my God. I thought that was about to be this.
Yeah.
Like, so I was so surprised that she flipped that thing around.
Well,
like,
I think what flipped it around was
my.
Sarover sticking up to her and saying, like, you have to trust me to make my own decisions. You have not seen me be led astray. Like, you have to trust the girl that you raised. I feel like it was more so Sarover than it was Cal that brought it home, because without Sarover stepping in, it looked like it was a bit shaky, and Cal was clearly very nervous, because I'm like, he has spoken very clearly up until this point. Like, it would be one thing if he presented like that, but he usually doesn't. So I was like, oh, I can, if I'm feeling it through the screen, I know he's feeling it in that seat. Like, yeah, Sarover Mama don't play. I would like to meet her well.
She don't.
Give me Sarover Mama and Katisha Mama. Let's sit down with
I know, right? Yeah. It was interesting though, but I was like, I wrote in the beginning, this is just an aside. I was like, not him, like, still on this in his own personal time, still on this Katisha shit. In the beginning of it, he was just like his first conversation with Sarover, and I think in the episodes where it was like talking about, I was like, bruh, give her back. Like, free my girl to Katisha.
Literally.
Free her.
Literally. But also, it's none of your business. Why are you being so messy? Like,
none of your business.
Up in a woman's business. It got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And like, why?
Yeah, it was a lot.
If there was something between Katisha and Damola, why are you trying to fight for it? It's like, lay it to rest. Lay it to rest.
Lay it to rest, Betty. Yeah. Anywho. Yes. You want to get to Billy and Ashleigh?
Yeah, let's get to Billy and Ashleigh. They were them. Like, I felt like the entire, all the way through the episodes, I was a little shocked that at the end he was still bringing up this cabin crew BS. I was like, either you in or you out. It was very interesting that his dad said that he literally said, I would never marry cabin crew. So I was trying to figure out, is the ex-wife cabin crew too? Like, was she
Somebody done broke his heart. This cabin
somebody
crew.
did him real bad.
Somebody did. Yeah, they were probably out in the tree. Had a boyfriend in each city. He was one city.
Yeah. And so clearly, he's clearly having a hard time with even the idea of that. Whatever she is saying could change, because I think she does a really good job to communicate what she wants, but it's like, because there hasn't been enough time for him to see her actions through it. He's really, really scared.
Yeah. But shout out to her. I liked and didn't like certain behaviors that she exhibited, but shout out to her for, in the beginning when they was having that food argument, she was just like, I most certainly will, whatever. And I was just like, she was pushing back. And we were thinking in the first episode when we did on this, we were saying like, we wonder if she's going to like be too accommodating for him. But I was really glad to see that pushback, because I'm now I'm saying they not gonna have like snacks in the house. Now I understand his desire to not have snacks. I'm like that person, but I'm her. Like, I'm like her and him combined.
Yeah, food is touchy, especially when you're in the same household and you gotta figure out like, what are we bringing into the house? How you raise your kids on food is a really big thing. And so I'm like, this is gonna continue to keep coming up, because y'all gotta find a theory that matches. Like, it can't be, well, mom took me to McDonald's and dad is like, I can never have a chicken nugget. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta figure out how y'all are gonna to balance that. But I did like that she also brought in her personal experience, because I do feel like sometimes people Billy, like they can see it with one way. Like, you just can't, you can never have those things, or you're going to be unhealthy. Yeah. And she's like, no, I actually had a different struggle where I had to, develop a different type of relationship with food, and allow food to be something that nourished me and like allowed me to get the substance that I needed based on her body type. So it is.
Well, yeah. She seemed like she was saying like that they were, like, she was shamed because she was so skinny.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So she needed to eat. Like, she needs to get, she needs a little bit more calories. She can't go without your cake. Saying it in a she needed cake.
I thought she was saying it in a bad way of like, she ate like to focus on her weight and like appease other people, as opposed to Oh God!
I was saying like, so that she could get to a healthier weight. Some people do struggle with gaining weight, so
Yeah. No, yeah. So they had the food argument, and then they had like him being 50-50, and they had the steward, her being a stewardess situation going on. The 50-50, that's the one, like her reaction to that was the one that I was a little bit more disappointed, because I'm like, girl, you should be hesitant too, because he has shown you things that, like the food argument, right. that he's showing you things, right. So like you're just forgetting them, and then being like, oh, what,
and that he is so regimented and so rigid.
Yes,
and yes. You over here trying to figure out, did you iron right? Like, like that's for a reason. Like that's not just you just want to see how your ironing skills are. You're asking him because he's that particular.
Yep. And he said she had 8 out of 10.
Right.
He's like, you had 8. Look. I'm like, well, you iron, please. Yeah.
I will say their communication style is the way they communicate with each other. I think is pretty healthy. It's not like they come to an understanding. It seems like, and they're willing to have conversations and sit down and like talk through it. So I do like that about them. But I'm also on the fence. We'll see. Ashleigh, she seemed like she 100% yes. So
I think Billy's gonna be a no.
Yeah, if anyone says no, it's definitely Billy for sure.
You want to get into their family visits? They have more than anybody. Ashleigh, her dad. I'm like,
but that's why I'm like, they got to be the it couple for Netflix, that they just keep showing us stage shit. Or maybe this is the one that's really gonna let us down. Maybe they feel like, because they have this story where they have challenges and they talk through it and they had the pod, that maybe they feel like they're the ones that will let us down if they say no.
Ain't gonna let me down. I see it already. But, but yeah, Ashleigh's visit with her dad, I was like, why do these people keep not telling folks that they about to go get engaged?
Yeah, I'm like, is that part of the NDA that they can't say they're going?
I'm like, yeah. Who knows?
Because I don't understand it. And then I was thinking, when they did meet him, I was like, if there's any question to be popped at this table, it's, can I have your blessing from him? Why you?
Right.
I was like, this is not the moment to ask quiet. To have. People do different things with their family, but I just thought if there's anything to ask, in this setting, it would be Billy asking your father for your hand in marriage, and not you walking him down the aisle.
Oh, I mean, I can see her asking that, because that's her question to ask. Billy just didn't ask for the hand, you know?
I guess. I
can see her asking her dad to walk her down the aisle. I mean, I would have just assumed that, but I guess maybe because it's such a rushed process, maybe he might be like, no, thank you. But either way, I hated that Billy was not talking during the thing. I was like, bruh, why is she doing all this talking? You need to be like, psh, right. Hello, sir. My name is, I love your daughter. I know this is a lot, but but it was just like, she did all the talking for like the first whatever, and then he chimed in, after that. I was like, and side note, Billy looks like a little elf on a shelf to me.
That's
like,
a great description, actually. Yeah.
He looks like like you need just like a little red on his cheeks, red on his nose, elf on a shelf.
It's very Irish, very Irish,
or something like a little, what are the nutcracker? Like, maybe it's the nutcracker he looks like. He looks like one of them little Christmas toys, though. I'm not sure what.
I can see it all. Leprechaun, nutcracker, elf on the shelf. I can see all of that.
I ain't got time.
Yeah. And not like an ugly. I'm not saying he's ugly or nothing like that.
Yeah, but just, like, it's something about him is very caricature-y,
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then we saw his dad and we saw his mom. I don't really have notes on the dad visit. The mom and the sister, they seem cool. Yeah, but what were your thoughts on his visits with the family?
No notes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's go ahead and head into Jen and Barda. Their main issues are the fact that they are both two independent people. It seems like Barda is really, really struggling with this idea of being taken care of. She basically said, like, you can pay for the first date, but after that, I can pay. I was like, girl,
I know.
This ain't a competition. This ain't a trophy. Let that man take care of you. Let that man take care of you. But it seems like by the end of these episodes, she's starting to allow that to happen.
Yeah. I don't have many thoughts on them. Like the best friend was like, I was like, okay, that's our best friend.
Yeah.
She was in his face. She was like, yeah, no. He was like, we had an argument about the onions. She was like, that's lightweight shit. Like you're gonna have deeper stuff. But at the same time, I was like, it's a good thing that they haven't had a fight. I understand that it's like you don't know until they have a fight how things are going to operate.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would be more concerned if they did have a fight already. It's only been like 2 weeks,
right?
You know,
it seemed like everybody was asking them that. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
his people had also asked, but it's like, why do they need to have had a fight by now? And it seems like they've had enough things that they don't necessarily disagree on, because she has been able to pull back and allow him to step up a little bit more. It's like she said, like, I can be, you know, soft and feminine and girly and things like that. But yeah, they've grown on me, these set of episodes, I would say. At first I was kind of like, but I feel like they have the potential to say yes to each other.
Yeah, they might. They haven't grown on me. They're the same for me, but I don't dislike them as a couple. I'm still where I am with them. I'm still trying to figure out what this whole controlling piece, like, or, you know, like, is he a really macho man?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of a super macho man, but I can't tell from this edit if he is or if he isn't, because he seems to be like, you know, cooking, taking her direction in the kitchen, all those different things. So yeah, so I don't have any issues with them right now. Like, I could see them saying yes. I could also see maybe her saying no, but like, I can see them saying yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I like him, and when they did the little wax and he didn't flinch, I said, "Oh, now that was a little scary." I was like, he didn't even react. Oh shit. It was something attractive about it, though. I don't know.
Oh my god, I don't have time.
I was like, oh god, you might be able to defend you in the line of fire, girl.
I know, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is cool. I don't have any bad things to say about them.
Yeah.
Their families were cute. She did seem like at the end of the episode, what was she saying? Her mom was starting to text her things, like that seemed to be maybe. What did she say that? She's like, I don't know why she's texting me. Like, maybe like reservations about the process. No.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed.
I know I saw in the preview that it was something about them getting in a fight or something like that. And it seemed like it's something big that's coming up, but we haven't seen it. But for these specific episodes, it seems like everything is okay for now at least. But we shall see, child. We shall see. So yeah, we kind of went through who we think. I think we're kind of in the same place. We definitely think Meg and Kieran are gonna get married, and everyone else is if beside. Well, I think Sarover and Cal is looking like a no. Ashleigh and Billy is looking more like a no, and I feel like Jen and Barta, they're in the middle.
Yeah, they're maybe. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. That's kind of what my predictions are. One thing I was going to say is that I enjoyed the way they edited these episodes. Like, the episode 5, I don't know if I enjoyed it as much, but I think that was like the lead into everything, right?
Like 37 minutes.
But was it okay? But I was like, these episodes just got the drama. I was like flying through them. I was flying through them.
Engaged.
And I think that it was good. Yes. I think it was that, like, they had this drama of the Katisha and Javin thing, right? And then they had everybody else's family visits, which were an interesting piece as well. But it was like, that was the low drama. And it was like, then the high drama came back in. It was like, then it was like low drama. So I think they did a good job of weaving everything in there. So I enjoyed these drops of episodes.
Yeah, the producers did their thing with these. I would have to say that as well. I was thinking like, oh wow, I'm just sitting here just like, okay, what's next? Notes. Type. So yeah, I agree. But yeah, that is all, y'all. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Let us know if there's anything that we missed, anything that you want us to touch on in the next drop, and we will catch you for that one. Bye.
All right. Bye.